Hello guys, this is the SWTOR guy here, and welcome to the Ups and Downs episode, Game Update 5.2 edition. It's a lot of stuff, sir, just came out in 5.2. But was there good or was there bad? That is the question what I would like to decide. If you wanted to share your thoughts, let me know, because I'm really interested how other people's are looking in to this patch. So let's get to some upping, some downing. Now, the first thing I obviously wanted to give a down. The reason behind it, because it's delayed by 1 week. And I have, as I said before, I have no problems with delaying the patch. But I have a problem with that saying it before 12 or 13 hours before the release. So that was a little bit of an issue. I don't know what was the problem with that. I don't know. But to be perfectly honest, that thing, what they said, or Eric Musco unfortunately said it, it was a really, really big mistake, but hopefully it's not gonna happen again. But again, it was just 1 week, not like 1 month or 2 months or something like that. Now let's go in what is actually new. Let's start with the Master Mode uprisings. Now, it is really, really good to have Master Mode uprisings. So I'm gonna give an up for the Master Mode uprisings in general, just to have those in game. But I would like to give it a down as well in the same time, not just like an actual down, just a little bit of down point. It's because, again, the Master Mode uprisings, if you're checking it right now on the group finder, it's not in the group finder. Again, only the story and the veteran mode uprisings. How they always forgot to keep that in? That is a really, really weird question, but I don't know. I specifically don't know. And hopefully they will fix it sooner rather than later, but it's still not in the group finder. But in general, I tried one. I think I tried two Master Mode uprisings, but I actually never finished it. Saw the new mechanics. It was really, really good, but I don't want to go all of the new mechanics of all of the uprisings. So in overall, I'm just giving it an up because it's new stuffs anyway. Now let's talk about the IOCAT stuff. Let's talk about first of all the planet and everything and things like that. What has happened in IOCAT and things like that. So the planet in general is really, really big. So, and it has a lot of details in it, and has a lot of enemies in it, has a lot of stuffs in it. But to be perfectly honest, this is what we needed. Like a big daily area where you can do a lot of stuffs. And don't get me wrong, there is a lot of achievements and quests what you need to do. And there is also new currency in it, and things like that. But I'm just talking about the planet in general right now. It looks fantastic. Like something really new, and even though there's some droids in it and things like that, which I'm sick of it, but it is really, really good to see actually some new mechanics in there, new stuffs. The general planet in overall is really, really good. So the planet itself, I have to give an up for that. Now let's talk about the dailies, what you can do in dailies and stuffs like that. The dailies are really, really good, and some of them are really, really expensive. So, for example, you need to control a walker actually to get yourself one of the achievements or dailies done, and that has cost a lot. Like for example, that has cost 600 of these IOCAT shards and like 20 or 50k credits. That is not the issue, but 600 of those shards are really, really hard to grind. Of course, if you're using the the crafting material method where you can spend crafting materials to get more shards. That is obviously easy, because then you need 6,000 of one of the materials and you got yourself a walker. That is easy, but to be perfectly honest, it is really, really difficult to get it. But if at the end, it was really, really fun to like trying out the walker and stuff like that. But not just that. There are, as I said, there are some new mechanics which came out in this. I mean, not new mechanics. I think only one new mechanic came out, which was one of the droid fights where you can. Finding a droid and he puts a shield on himself, and you need to disable the other two shielded droids, and basically you need to grab a ball and putting into a slot or whatever, where you can disable one of the shields and defeat one droid, and same goes to the other side, and after that you can defeat the droid. I think that is really, really good. Also, there is lasers in all over IOCAT, and sometimes you need to disable or activate. It is really, really fun, at least, and those two mechanics are, I think it's fine, because at least it's new and a lot of people are getting interesting to that. So also I'm gonna give an up for all of the dailies in general and stuffs like that. Now also there is a new world boss, or kind of a world boss, came out, which is the Colossal Monolith. Or Colossal Droid, what, not Monolith, Colossal Droid, which is like a big droid. You don't need 8-10 people, you need like 5 or 6 people to do that. And it's pretty much just a really, really fun boss fight. It is not much mechanics what you need to do, but you need to be careful because you can bug it out sometimes. So it is really, really fun, at least, so I'm just gonna give that one an up as well. Now, I talked about the dailies, I talked about the boss and things like that, but I have to say one thing, which is the controlling these droids kind of thing. This general update, I just want to give it an up. I tried every single one of them, and except the turret, I think, but all of them are really, really good. So for example, I tried out the mouse droid, which actually the daily requires you need to defeat a walker for that. I don't know how you can do that, but one day I will figure it out, and it is really, really fun. Just running out with a mouse droid, stunning droids and things like that, but other than that, you cannot do anything else. The Iocath machine is really, really good. Just one shot, one kill. Absolutely fun. You can heal yourself. It is just an absolute OP machine. If you, for example, on the PvP instance, you can just basically shoot one people in the face and move away. It is just really, really fun to do that. But the most fun, obviously, is the walker. Like, you can control an actual walker in IOCAT. And I was trying to get into a PvP instance and defeat it. Probably you saw it on my previous live stream, but it's just heavily defended, so I cannot press or cannot go through one place to another. I just able to defeat one walker, like one enemy walker, but other than that, I just stomping people and shooting people is just still fun to do that. And it could be a really, really good PvP stuff running around and things like that, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Now, that gives me another thing, which I'm really consider, and I'm actually not consider, but I'm gonna give it a down for the PvP instances in general. Like, a lot of people, unfortunately, in my server, actually, or maybe other servers do differently, but on my server, the Red Eclipse, is really, really difficult to find PvP players here on the PvP instance. So I basically just went in here, do a couple of PvP dailies and stuff like that until I decide to get into a walker and, you know, just going around and defeat a lot of players. But I actually didn't find any. And it's a shame. I know I saw a lot of videos about the IOCAP PvP, but I actually never saw like a 5 versus 5 walker fight or anything. So I don't know how they figured it out, this open world issue, but it is just not worked for me. So even though the big hype was, wow, you can control walker and defeat enemies with it and you can loot it and stuff like that, that is just not working here. So that marketing is not worked too well. So I'm just gonna give it a down because I expected a little bit more for that. Now let's talk about the story for the IOCAT thing. Now, there has been a lot of like conspiracy theories came out and things like that, and I don't want to go into spoilers. If you want to go to a spoiler video, stuff like that, then go ahead and do it. But I just don't want to spoil it. But the storyline is really, really good. Like, but to be perfectly honest, a lot of people say they expected a little bit shorter, but for me, I expected a little bit longer. The reason why, it's because pretty much you see some arguments and things like that, but other than that, you didn't see anything. Just defeat that guy and you're done. Even Elara Dorn, which came out to my companion, I not even finished talking her. Like, I said, okay, I'm gonna sign to a Republic. Okay, she's in. Like, that's it. I know the Trooper story is really different one, but for example, on my Jedi Knight, which you're seeing right now on the screen, it is like nothing. Like, okay, she jumped in and done. That's it. She's in my companion. I don't know where Quinn is, but he's not even in the team. So we don't know where Quinn is on this storyline, but we'll see how the story continues on the next one. But other than that, the story is really, really good, so I'm gonna give it an up. But also there is a new Operation boss came out, which is Scythe. Now, I tested out the story mode, 60 men. You don't see too much, unfortunately, because it was really, really laggy for me. Like, I tried to record it and everything, but it was just so much lag in that. But the boss in general was, its story, not much of a big thing, if you ask me. Even on 16 men, there is some, there is not even the phase thing in there. It was really, really nerfed compared to the PTS. It was, and it is really, really nerfed. The story mode is absolutely nothing. Like, you can do it pretty much with a pretty decent gear. And all you need to do pretty much is just defeating droids, stay away from lines, and put DPS to the boss. Simple as that. Nothing much, so I'm not gonna give a point for Tide. The reason behind it, because the hard mode is actually really good. Like, the hard mode of Tithe is much better than the story one. So the story is a down, and the hard mode is an up. So I think this is like the first time when I'm just gonna say a middle finger between the two. So it's just gonna be no points for Tithe. I mean, it in operation wise, it's decent, but I wanted a little bit more for that. So yeah. Now there is some new things also came out, or secret things came out, which I talked about it, so I don't I spoil it a little bit in case if you didn't know. There is a new secret achievement came out, which a lot of people started to get interest, which is the Who's Scruffy looking achievement for you know, searching routes and things like that, and receive free pets. That achievement in general is a really, really fun achievement, and I miss these secret achievements, and hopefully BioWare realize it and putting more in the future behind it, because absolutely I loved doing that, even though it was sometimes a little bit frustrating, but it was really, really fun to do it. So for me, obviously, it is an up. Now there is also a couple of new things came out, which is the gearing system, or gear, the RNG. and all of those mechanics. So I'm just gonna take that in overall general stuff. So the RNG slash gearing, the gear looks pretty decent, and the RNG for command crates are absolutely getting better. So every time you're leveling up, it is much better than before. So I'm just gonna give it an up as well, because it was really solid update. But it needs a little bit of more improvement. But other than that, if they solving a little bit of this, a little bit of that, then the RNG is, I think it's gonna work. Now let's talk about the overall of the game update 5.2. And this is where you're gonna surprise. Like, okay, we have master mode uprisings. Okay, we have a new planet Iocath. Okay, we have a new reputation. We have a new reputation items. We have a new operation. We have a new story. We have new companions. So on and on and on. But I think this update was a short update. Like, not even a big update, like a really big update where you can stay here and do all of these things. Like, in general, this update was not good. So for me, I'm gonna give it down for the game update 5.2. Just hear me out before you're gonna rage and anything else. Like, why? Oh my god, there was some new stuffs came out and things like that. No. I mean, yes, there is new stuffs came out. Those stuffs are really decent. I know there was some few bugs came out, which you can choose between factions and stuffs like that, which is, I really don't want to give those a down. So I'm just gonna avoid all of those bugs. But hear me out. So the first day at like midnight, I streamed and starting to do War for Iocath. The next day, I went back into Iocath and do all of the remaining stuff. So I received new dailies and stuffs like that, which, okay, I'm excited, I'm gonna do it, and stuffs like that. I'm gonna defeat the Colossal Droid, I'm gonna do Tithe again, and stuffs like that. But I'm doing the secret achievements, so on and on and on. And I do this for 3 days, and after that I didn't log in for 5 days. The reason behind it, because I don't really care anymore. So that is the big problem for me. Like, this is my opinion. But for me, the update was not really a big update or strong update. The reason behind it, because as soon as I done all of the dailies, I don't want to go into master mode grinding or Operation Tithe grinding again. But the reason behind it, because you can do once every week. And that's it, simple as that. And I don't want to do Tithe to receive that thing, what you can get from Tithe. And that is why I think this is not a really big patch. Hopefully they're gonna bring a bigger one next time. But we'll see how that goes. But for me, this update lasted 2 days. Like, pretty much 2 days. And after that I don't really care. Of course, I can talk about the new Carta market packs and things like that, which are actually pretty decent. So you know what? I'm just gonna give it an up for the Carta market packs, because or the new Warbound Crusader Carta market pack, because I think that is a really solid Carta market pack, and I think that will be one of the rarest ones in the future. But in general, other than the Carta market story, Tithe, and everything, it was not good enough for me. So, yeah. I'm gonna stop it right here. I forgot to talk about the galaxy map. I don't know why I forgot it, but it is a really cool feature without a doubt. So I don't want to waste any time, but just giving it up for the galaxy map. I think it is a really cool idea and feature in the game. That was it for this game update 5.2 ups and downs. What do you guys think of it? Let me know in the comment section below. And what do you guys think of the game update 5.2 patch? I want to hear your opinion. Not just my opinion, talking in the middle of Nashida. I want to hear your opinion, guys, about this. So I hope you guys did enjoy that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.